Alright, hey guys, it's V here, and there's a lot of echo, and it's spooky in my room, and you haven't seen me for like a year, and it's weird, and I get that it's weird, but I don't care. So today, I'm just explaining in this quick little intro to the Spider-Man 3 review. Obviously, I have Kat and C with me. They're in the other room, they're just doing something. I'm just filming this quick intro just to say something, which is that I'm sorry that I've been gone. I have a lot of plans for October. I know I shouldn't be rushing out of the gates like this and just being like, hey, I'm back after however many months it's been. But I'm going to do that anyways. I'm going to be reviewing quite a few movies this month, a lot of old ones and 2 new ones. We're actually going to go and see one of the new ones tonight, and there's going to be a review for that sometime soon. Also, the fact that there's an echo in this room, I'm really sorry. My room's getting painted. There's not a lot of stuff in here, as you can maybe have seen by the walls. My walls used to be like kind of a darkish blue. Now it's just this kind of like really light blue / light gray almost. So yeah, so hopefully you guys don't mind that more reviews are coming, and this little like Halloween corner thing, it's not going to be my actual background when I review movies. It's obviously going to look a lot better than this. I'm also working on the October background right now. It's kind of a work in progress. But yeah, so I hope that you enjoy the review and that you are excited for more reviews to come. So hopefully you check those out. Alright, hey guys, so hopefully you guys understood that little intro thing that I filmed. And yeah, so today we're talking about Spider-Man 3. Obviously, like I said, there's going to be more Halloween-ish reviews coming out. But for right now, it's kind of just inconvenient because I wanted to review this movie before going to see Venom, which also comes out in October, obviously. And we're going to go see that tonight. The review for it should be out either the same day or the day after. I'm really not sure when I'm going to be able to film the review.
Yeah, I'll probably be uploading my review on it tomorrow.
Dude, you're self-promoting yourself? What the?
Come on, man.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Shameless is like, get out of here.
So anyways, so Venom doesn't really seem like it's going to be like a horror movie, which is mainly what I'm going to be uploading this month. It seems like it's going to have like some scary moments and stuff, but it's probably going to be jump scares. But this is not like a before going to see Venom thoughts video. So let's talk about Spider-Man 3, which is also not a Halloween movie, but
we just saw it.
Whatever.
It
I wanted to review this movie before going to see Venom. And also I uploaded a review of the original Spider-Man, and there's no Spider-Man 2 review on my channel, which is kind of weird if you at least think about it like this, where it's like, so 1 and 3 are going to have reviews, but 2 won't. I'll probably just do 2 and maybe a couple other Spider-Man videos, either before Into the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man Far From Home, either of those, but let's actually talk about Spider-Man 3, I guess. So, I thought this when I first saw it, and I think it's fine.
And yeah, honestly, I don't think it's as bad as everyone says.
Yeah, I think it gets a lot of shit.
It's definitely the worst of the trilogy, but it's not as bad as everyone says.
No.
Well, it's the worst. I like to think about it. Actually, no, that's a really bad comparison, so I'm not going to use that as a comparison, I guess. But maybe like no, I don't really have any good comparisons, I guess, just because it's kind of weird how it went from like 1 being really good, 2 being amazing, and then 3 just kind of being like, okay. And there's really, at least from what I can think of, not a lot of franchises that have done stuff like that, or at least trilogies. Maybe Star Wars would be a good comparison, where like Episode 4 was really good, Episode 5 was amazing, and then like Episode 6 was just okay.
It was just there.
I'd say that's at least my comparison. I like all 3 too, and I like all 3 of the Spider-Man Sam Raimi movies too.
Yeah.
I'll say this though, I feel like the movie really could have had at least 20 minutes cut off of the runtime. It ran for a little bit too long. Maybe that's just me, but there was definitely some scenes that just could have been cut and no one cares about. I also I'd say like out of because there's technically 3 villains almost, and Harry Osborn as Green Goblin is not that good. They kind of tried to build up to it in or not really one, but mainly two. And 2 it really worked, but here it just works fine. It's not that great. Also, Sandman is in this movie, and it's kind of
Yeah, it's not as bad.
He's probably
He would be
the
considered
best
the main
villain of this
He'd
movie.
be
I would
considered the
say.
main villain.
Yeah, it's like
right?
And
he has like actual.
hold on, I'm just gonna go check something else.
Yeah, I mean, like he has actual motivation. So.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to go check out on see if our ride was here.
Yeah, because we're
But
leaving. Yeah, because we're leaving.
anyways, so I'd say Sandman is a weird and very odd choice for a villain. I guess you could say the same about like Mysterio in the new Far From Home and Vulture from Homecoming. But there they actually did work really well. Maybe not Far From Home, I don't know, I haven't seen it obviously.
It's
but
not out yet.
definitely Homecoming, it did work very well.
Yep.
But yeah, so Sandman was just a really odd choice. He just seemed like they went into his Rhodes gallery and was like, oh shit, okay, we're doing Sandman. And it also very much seemed that way with the directing style, where it seemed like, maybe Sam Raimi just didn't want to do Sandman, but at the same time, he was kind of like forced to almost, or maybe they were really pushing for Sandman, and I'm not really sure, but it just seemed like he was just not what Sam Raimi wanted.
It honestly just seems like that's what they did for Venom.
Yeah, and Venom is more well known to be that character that was really just shoved in because I believe that they were not going to allow Sam Raimi to make the movie unless that he put Venom in there, which he never wanted. I believe he did want Sandman, and he obviously wanted Harry Osborn as Green Goblin.
They didn't really want Venom.
Yeah, he did, and I can agree because once Venom gets introduced to things, it kind of just starts to get messy because there's like 3 villains, 2 of them are main villains, one of them died at the beginning, one of them came back. I don't know.
One of them was like half
it's
a villain.
weird
which is pretty sad because before he turns into Venom, Topher Grace's acting actually is pretty good.
Yeah, I did like Topher Grace as Eddie Brock. He was pretty good.
Once he turned into Venom, his acting was pretty terrible. But
yeah.
But
and also Gwen Stacy felt like she was kind of shoved in here too. There was just a lot of characters that.
Yeah, they did not need Gwen Stacy at all.
No, I didn't mind the performance, but at
they
the same
didn't need her.
time,
She wasn't
it was
necessary.
just okay. It was one of those things where it's like it could have been here, it could have not been here. I really wouldn't have cared either way.
Other than like the romantic conflict between like Peter and Mary Jane, what was the point of Gwen being there?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
it's kind of
at
just
all.
like I don't get it, but whatever. Sony wanted it, they got it.
Who wanted it? I guess the director.
Sony ruining Hollywood one movie at a
But
time.
yeah, so Spider-Man 3, it's all. I think it's alright. I've said this about a dozen times in this review, as I do in every review. It's all, as I say, pretty much everything at least 3 times. But yeah, it's just fine. Honestly, I will say one of the big props that I can give to it is that Venom CGI was actually pretty good looking for the time. I can at least say that
Like him and the symbiote.
it seemed like the symbiote was.
It was very good.
Was pretty close to being there.
Yeah, and I would say the film does have some pretty good action scenes.
Yeah, the action scenes were pretty
Oh yeah, definitely.
okay.
I like the Sandman
definitely-
versus Spider-Man
when-
scene at the train station.
That one was probably the best in the movie.
Yeah, when they're not being absolutely ridiculous, they're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'd say for my final 2 complaints, just because there aren't too many props to give to the movie because it doesn't really do that much new that you can
watch it, it's horrible.
that you can really per se prop it and like give it a couple more positives for that hasn't already been done before in the previous 2 movies. So that's why there aren't a lot of easy things to kind of give it a thumbs up for.
Jackson in the movie definitely has like the worst acting of the 3, like Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst.
Yeah, but it's never bad. It's never bad acting.
Wait, who played the Sandman?
Thomas Jane Church.
Thank you. He was very during some scenes, at least the ones that I saw, He had a very monotone voice. Like he
Yeah,
did not
he
have
was-
expressions at all.
He was pretty. I'd say I'd probably give it the same criticism kind of that I gave to Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther. Is that I get that he's trying to give this accent, but it didn't seem like he was doing the accent enough. And I know that he,
accent. Don't
I
try
know
to
that
use
he
an
doesn't
accent.
have an accent, Sandman, but it's just the closest comparison that I
He
have.
sounded like he was trying to be Russian at some points.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like all around the acting was pretty decent.
Yeah, I'll just be right back. I was gonna check out some.
Everyone's just leaving.
Yeah. I had to go
So,
check out the
Just kind of weird, but
same
whatever.
thing you did.
So, you guys know that
I
my
don't know where
reviews
he
are
went.
unprofessional and shit.
I don't know
but
where he went, but
I don't care.
I went the same place you did.
I don't have this huge production budget.
And you only have
So,
like maybe 30 viewers. at
Honestly, I
most.
think
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to give it my final grade, which I was thinking
Yeah.
about this for quite a little bit, because I waited for like 20 minutes after we saw the movie to come in here and set things up for the review, just because I wasn't really sure on what to give it, and I think now I'd probably have to give it about a C+, just because there were some good things. I'd say like the movie's about half good, half bad. I'm not gonna get into the like whole emo Peter Parker thing, which no one likes.
It's been done to death.
It's exactly. It's just kind of one of those things that
No,
when people
never
bring up the
understood
movie,
me.
yeah, when people bring up the movie, that's all that they ever bring up that's bad about it, and it never gets any props.
Yeah,
it
I'd
seems.
say I'd give
It was
Spider-Man
stupid.
3 like a B minus. C.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give
I'm
it
still
an,
talking between B minus and C plus.
I'm gonna go with a C.
yeah.
It was fine.
Honestly, if you're thinking about watching this before going to see Venom, since I hadn't seen this movie in quite a few years, I probably wouldn't. Before I saw it again today, I would have recommended seeing it before Venom, just because you got to see Venom again.
Yeah.
But Venom was not in this movie a lot, so.
You was in the movie like the last like.
I would
half hour?
probably not recommend watching this before going to see Venom. But at the same time, if you have some extra time on your hands and you really like Venom and you've never seen this movie somehow, I would still
Go ahead.
probably recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
But for just for the casual fans, I'd say it's not really worth
It's,
your
yeah,
time.
it's not worth watching.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
So that's about does it for the review.
I'm gonna say any last thoughts? Yeah.
No, I'll say quickly before the review ends. Quick thoughts on Venom before we go see it. I guess.
Oh yeah, that was also the thing
So-
we were supposed to do, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
Venom.
not gonna make a separate video. I'm just gonna tag it at the end of this.
Yeah, Venom so far looks decent-ish.
I like the looks of it. I heard it had very bad reviews.
Yeah, I've heard that it has bad reviews, but I did also
I'm
read a
excited
review
for it.
from like a pretty trusted source who's he's a pretty trusted source. I like reading the guy's reviews, and he said that it's fine. I'm not going to say right now that it's going to be fine. I could really like it. I could really hate it. I'm not sure. It's one of those movies that I don't think needed to be made, but it's kind of a cool thing that it was
Yeah.
made.
I feel like it's a good idea.
Yeah, so
Is that
overall, yep, that was a Spider-Man 3 review. And,
Ken, B and C from USB Gaming. I'm Ken Hat.
yep, and we'll catch y'all later. Goodbye.
Bye.